The Southport killer case just keeps on getting deeper and deeper. In today's video, we have some huge news with regard to it, as a shocking twist has emerged. Not only will we discuss this, but we'll also go over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we do have t-shirts available on our website. We have stuck Farmer and Make Britain Great Again ones. Make sure you check the link in the description or go to britishstand.com. The secrecy surrounding the Southport suspect has taken on an almost surreal level of intrigue. Every new piece of information only raises more questions, and the whole situation keeps getting weirder. Before I dive into this, let me be clear. Everything I'm about to share is in the public domain. These are the details everyone's discussing, and yet the cloud of mystery remains thick. Now let's break it down. The suspect was due for a court appearance this morning. However, reports emerged that the hearing was delayed. Why? No one seems to know. Eventually he was brought to the court building, but the plot thickens. He never made it into the courtroom. Instead, he reportedly stayed in the cells due to an unexplained illness. There's no confirmation about the nature of this illness, but his behavior, or lack thereof, suggests he's being far from cooperative. According to his legal team, he has entered a plea of not guilty. Let that sink in for a moment. Given what we've heard, terrorist materials found in his possession, including instructions for making ricin and a so-called jihadi manual on his computer, you'd think this case would be open and shut. Yet, here we are, watching this bizarre narrative unfold under an almost unprecedented veil of secrecy. The secrecy is no exaggeration. Parliament members have been reportedly warned off asking any questions about the case. Journalists seem to know more than they're allowed to report, and even they are being silenced. Notable figures like Tommy Robinson, currently imprisoned, have hinted that there's more to this story, but they too are bound by restrictions. So, back to the court appearance. His legal team entered the not guilty plea on his behalf. Why bother with this formality when the evidence seems so damning? It's clear this case is headed for trial regardless, with proceedings set to begin on January 20th. Here's where it gets even stranger. That date coincides with a significant global event, the US presidential inauguration. Is the timing coincidental, or is this a calculated move to bury media coverage of the trial amid the chaos of a major political event? Your guess is as good as mine. Meanwhile, the BBC's reporting of today's events raises eyebrows. They claim the suspect denied the charges, but eyewitness accounts tell a different story. He refused to speak at all. Why the discrepancy? Is it sloppy journalism, or is someone controlling the narrative? Either way, it adds another layer of confusion to an already convoluted case. And let's not forget the bizarre details. This suspect reportedly had the terrorist manual on his computer for 3 years before any of this even came to light. His name has been scrubbed from court listings, and reporting restrictions are in place under the Children and Young Persons Act of 1933. But here's the thing. He's not a child. Despite this, we still haven't seen a photo of him as an adult, and when he does appear in court, he keeps his face hidden. What exactly is being protected here, and why? I can't help but question how the court allowed a not guilty plea, knowing this will lead to an expensive public trial. With evidence that seems so damning, it feels like a foregone conclusion that he'll be found guilty. But then again, this case has been anything but predictable. Are we in for another shocking twist? One thing is certain. The trial on January 20th will command my full attention. While the world watches Trump's inauguration, I'll be glued to this case, trying to unravel the truth from the layers of secrecy and misinformation. Whatever happens, this story isn't going away anytime soon, and I, for one, intend to see how it unfolds. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In other news, the DVSA has unveiled a major 7-point plan to slash driving test waiting times across the UK after hearing pleas from millions of motorists who complained about the current system. The plan, announced yesterday, includes recruiting 450 new driving examiners and introducing measures to stop third-party websites from exploiting learners through the resale of test slots at inflated prices. Under the new measures, stricter terms and conditions for booking tests will come into force from January 6, 2025, preventing resellers from booking tests for learners they don't teach. The DVSA will also extend the cancellation period from 3 to 10 working days to reduce late cancellations and free up more test slots. Loveday Ryder, DVSA Chief Executive, said, "We are delighted to launch our 7-point plan to reduce driving test waiting times. The measures will help make the driving test booking system fairer for learners, better protecting them from exploitation, and continue to provide them with the tools to help them pass their test." Meanwhile, Future of Roads Minister Lillian Greenwood added that passing a driving test is a life-changing opportunity for millions. But sky-high waiting times for tests in recent years have denied that opportunity to too many people. No one should have to wait 6 months when they're ready to pass, travel to the other side of the country to take a driving test, or be ripped off by unscrupulous websites just because they can't afford to wait, she warned. Steve Gooding, director of the RAC Foundation, welcomed the measures, stating that learning to drive is a key milestone in gaining independence, and it's important that learners have fair access to driving tests when they are ready. The National Association's strategic partnership also expressed support, urging driving instructors and pupils to provide feedback on the booking system through upcoming consultations. The plan also forms part of the DVSA's commitment to providing 1.95 million car driving tests between April 2024 and March 2025, while also reducing waiting times to 7 weeks by December 2025. The plan will also expand the Ready to Pass campaign to help learners throughout their learning process, aiming to increase first-time pass rates and reduce overall demand on the system. However, some driving instructors have expressed doubts about the effectiveness of the changes, warning that the measures may not be enough to cause real change. One driving instructor, who teaches in northwest London, described the current system as an absolute nightmare and said students were being pressured to take tests before they were ready to avoid lengthy waits. She suggested the DVSA had not adequately addressed the issue of test slots being booked by brokers, which is part of the waiting time problem. But the DVSA said its measures would make the booking system fairer for learners, with the agency also exploring changing the current 24-week advance booking limit to better manage demand and allow for improved long-term planning. Greenwood added, "The scale of the backlog we have inherited is huge, but the measures are a crucial step to tackle the long driving test wait times, protect learner drivers from being exploited, and support more people to hit the road." What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.